How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zan over here, bringing you guys another Taboo Tattoo episode discussion. And for today's segment, folks, we're going to be talking about episode 9 and episode 10, guys. Yes, these two episodes, guys, they were actually fairly entertaining, guys. I gotta admit, you know, most of the story for Taboo Tattoo, after a while, it does kind of proceed very quickly, and then it kind of throws you off for a loop as to where have you been last left off, and viewers are left to wonder what is going on with the story. Now these two episodes, you know, they were entertaining because of the fact that, you know, we got to see a little bit of a flashback, and we actually got some answers answered in, I would say, Princess Aria's predicament and why she wants to take over the world. And that's basically because she's not human. It's basically it. It makes kind of sense in my opinion that she's like a clone, basically like a manifestation of an experiment based upon the kingdom's own way of, I would say, trying to make a perfect human, or you're using the tattoo's powers to make it a perfect human. And I thought to myself, okay, that makes sense, you know. They're actually trying to make something up with the story in order to make Aria seem like a very powerful villain in order for her reasons to be actually valid. And I thought to myself, okay, you know, like I said, to me, it made sense. It actually made sense, you know. I'm not going to argue with that because for a fact that, you know, if she was human and she was trying to kill the whole world, and I was going to be wondering what is causing you to hate on humanity so much that why would a human would act like that in that certain manner, unless they're psychologically damaged. But no. For Princess Aria is no. She's like a clone, like I said, an experiment that has gone wrongfully wrong, or actually I say it went perfectly right, that she's became a super powerful human. That basically, no, like, it all went to her head. Literally, it just all went to her. That's for Princess Aria. You know, but the thing is about episode 9, guys, is that I was very interested. The fact was the BB's backstory. The way when he was actually in the kingdom itself. He was like a spy. He was gathering information. He was gathering intel. He even worked with some other character named Varma, who Varma actually looked up to BB. You know, it was so much going on in episode 9 that you would think that, like, holy snap, what is going on in this episode? What is BB going to be doing in the next following scenes? But, you know, it kind of shows why BB actually acted like that when he was actually confronted with Segi. Because of the fact that in this flashback, it actually shows BB, I would say, learning from his mistakes. Because of the fact that he couldn't protect Varma. He couldn't, you know, he lost a certain person that he couldn't even protect. And now, you know, like, he basically kind of formed the foundation of his character and persona, you know. And even in the flashback, BB was actually a very powerful person in himself, guys. I thought to myself, like, wow, in the actual episodes they were showing beforehand, if you thought BB was actually, you know, very tough, no, in the flashback he was actually shown very much tougher. But that's because that's when he was in his prime. So you gotta remember that, guys. This character was very much in his prime, and in his prime, guys, this character could take a beating. His senses were always on point, you know, like the way this character was, like, you know, portrayed again, he was very a formidable opponent, guys. But by the way, though, that was basically, I would say, episode 9. It was just basically the majority of BB's flashback with him involvement with the kingdom and the U.S. Army and just etc. etc. Him doing his own thing, and basically at the end of the episode, he actually then gets a solid reason to, you know, to actually destroy the tattoos. And, you know, actually no. Now that I think about it, it kind of didn't make sense at the same time, because the fact that, if I remember correctly, he wanted to destroy the tattoos because of Izzy, not because of what happened in this episode. Like I said, sometimes the episodes are kind of like a little, little finicky right there. Makes you wonder sometimes, like, what happened with the creator there. But nonetheless, though, it was still entertaining to watch. Mostly due to the action scenes that are involving around the character himself. And we actually got involved with another new character named Ganesha, if I remember correctly. Now this character was super battle oriented. It was like, imagine the character Car, but like 2.0. I swear to God. That's what this character was. It was like a monster literally in the field. And I thought to myself, like, and he even had the tattoo, like, in its tongue. And I'm guessing biting a leaf would activate the tattoo. And, you know, that was pretty interesting in itself, you know. That was pretty interesting. But then, Episode 10 then it moved on and involved, it actually went into a time skip, guys. Episode 10 was a time skip. I see where you're going with this. This certain author is certainly going. He's fast forwarding the series very quickly, and I feel the series is actually going to be done now. Like I wouldn't know what else is going to be happening if the series if they finish fighting off Princess Aria, because Princess Aria is basically the main goal and the main villain of the series. So I wouldn't know what happens if Princess Aria is done after that. And by the way, Segi is actually growing more mature now. Yes, he has. He's been training for I would say, I think it was like 2 years. 2 years or a year. It was like more, I know it was like more than a year. He was basically training, and he was actually trying to improve his battle tactics, getting ready to fight Princess Aria. And then the mad scientist said, no, you're not still ready, because we don't want to lose you at Princess Aria. Now, the comical skits that are involved in episode 9 and 10 were actually pretty hilarious. Although episode 10 was the one that was a money grabber. The comical skits that were involved in episode 10 was very hilarious for a fact that we got introduced to another character. I actually forgot his name. I feel like this character is going to die. That I didn't even bother to recognize his name. Basically, this character, there was so many death flags around this character that the author was basically saying, you know what, you're gonna die. That's just it, man. You're a side character that basically, man, we're gonna give you so many death flags. That typical trope of death flags that are always in every single classic form of literature, and we're just gonna bundle up in one scene. And that's what they basically did when they introduced this character. It was so hilarious. I personally found it like in that scene, it made up for that whole episode, guys. It was very cringy at the same time too, for a fact that Tom, when Tom was introduced again in this episode, by the way, which Tom is, the way they kind of use him as comic relief is not as funny anymore. Like you kind of tell the author is really desperately trying to use Tom as a desperate relief, like a desperate maneuver in order to say to the viewers, oh my god, it's Tom, oh the idiot Tom. It's like, enough is enough, man. No, but this new character, he was actually a little bit more interesting than Tom, and his comic skits were actually more serious. And I love the fact that they actually used both of these characters as this comic skit as well in episode 10. And it was so hilarious, the fact that this character is actually as a lover, and hoping that if he actually makes it out alive after this war, he's gonna go back to his lover. And Tom mentioned the fact that oh, I thought we both were the weird ones, and you're actually a normal guy. So yeah, kind of like I said, it implies that Tom is like a otaku nerd, that stereotypical like nerd that can't get any girls. I'm like thinking like, come on, man, come on, enough is enough. Don't hurt Tom any more than what he already is. He's already a bruised feather right there. I'm saying a feather because the fact that one little thing and it's like, oof, he's already gone like the wind. Like everything's a disaster for him. I swear to God, it's so hilarious. But nonetheless, so episode 10 didn't involve only with the comic skits, but then it also involved more along with the serious tone. It involved more battle-oriented scenes, and it basically involved Izzy actually telling the mad scientist, because of the fact that we have to confront Aria at the Grand Canyons because they have to get the last part of the remnants of the tattoos, because there's only one more historical site that's left over. And Izzy was basically telling him, mad scientist, wise man, he was basically telling him, we gotta go there, enough is enough, we gotta confront Prince Aria either now or never. And they gave that speech that's saying that, of course, I'll protect my life and make sure he won't die. But I was kind of like, I would say that scene was kind of very hilarious for the fact that Izzy is almost practically dead. She has no freaking arms. I would say she only has one arm. What protection is she going to offer to freaking Segi? Segi looks like he could protect her better than she could protect herself. That's why I was like kind of laughing at that kind of scene at the same time, because of that actual fact right there. But nonetheless, we must continue the series, guys. And also, can't forget that Segi's actually been training for a couple of years now, so more of the fact that we're actually going to be looking forward to actually Segi fighting as a very serious character, and I'm looking forward to that though. Laka, Iltamash, all these characters, they were introduced again, guys. and we're actually introduced to these other new characters as well. You know, it's like there's a whole brand new array of cast members and old ones that are introduced again in these episodes. You know, and they're actually showcasing. Like I said, it's reaching like the climax of the series, guys. That's what I was actually like referring to when I was watching both these episodes. It's just like you're finally reaching the climax. We don't know what, like I said, we don't know what else happens after Princess Aria. You know, maybe the kingdom or the U.S. are going to become the new main villains. Maybe that could happen. But other than that, there really isn't going to be nothing else, though. But nonetheless, though, that's it all for this segment, guys. You know, that's all I could actually think about, to be honest, about watching these 2 episodes. There was a lot to talk about, but I feel like I actually said everything that I needed to say for a fact that, you know, that was basically it. Majority of the content that people would see in this episodes, I kind of would already explained. I would say the most important parts too, because some other parts were just kind of, I would say, ecchi moments, and you know, the ecchi moments really aren't necessarily important, you know, in terms of story wise. Instead of, they're basically used for comic relief. But nonetheless, guys, if you guys enjoy the content, you know, give a like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, guys, have a wonderful day. You know, I'm actually very tired right now, to be honest. I'm actually very tired. It is 7:19 a.m. Wow, I should be going to sleep. But nonetheless, guys, though, hope you guys enjoy a wonderful day, guys. But this is Mr. Zen signing out.